The heart of our missions is that God will be glorified and the others will know the grace of God who has called us. Learn how God is using the lives of people like you and like me to expand His kingdom. This is Between Brothers.
So, we just got done in Spanish. Now we're going to try it in English.
Sure.
We'll see how this goes.
Okay, now I need your patience.
That's all right. That's all right. Thank you for being willing to share with us. Okay, let's go back to the beginning, I guess. I guess share your name and where you're from.
I'm Edson Lara. I'm the pastor, Edson Lara, from Emmanuel Baptist Church of McAllen. I was born in Reynosa, Tamaulipas, Mexico in 1983.
83 in Reynosa. Okay.
Yes.
And you were sharing with me that your parents were not Christian growing up, but your grandma was the one that brought you to church. Is that right?
Yes. My grandma, she was a great Christian. And when I was very, very, very young, I went to the church a couple times with her.
Okay.
But I received Jesus Christ into my life when I was 15, because my uncle, Manuel Rodriguez, he's a missionary.
Okay.
And very often his wife invite me to the church. You have to come, and I had a very...
They were there in Reynosa as well?
Yes, in Reynosa.
And he was pastoring a church or working?
He was like associate pastor in Betel, Casa de Dios, a very nice church in Reynosa, in la calle del Charco.
Charco. All right.
Yes.
Which would be like a pond?
Something like that on the street.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
A puddle?
Yes, something like that.
Okay.
Yes, I went to Betel for a couple years, and then I went to Casa de Oración para las Naciones with the pastor Luis Flores, and he was praying for me a lot to be sure to be later in ministry. And the church prayed a lot for myself, and I was a youth leader in the Casa de Oración.
Oh, okay.
Church.
And which the second church you started going to after a few years. Okay.
Yes.
When you were saved, was it in the church listening to a sermon, or was it like at home thinking about what you heard? What was it like?
No. I am very sure it was in the church. Okay, it was in the church because I visited the church very often, and maybe when I was before 15, maybe before, because my grandma, she invited me a lot to the church, and my mom, of course, she goes with me.
Okay,
also.
She was going with you as well.
Yes.
But you said it was your uncle that made an impact on you.
Yes, my uncle and my aunt, his wife. His wife, she has a very strong message to invite the people, and she encouraged the people to come to the church, and she was a very, very good influence for my life when I was teenager.
Right.
Yes.
And then you were there for a few years, and then in another church and working with the youth. And then share with me again, now that we're speaking in English, I know just the story of how first off, I want to hear how you got to Rio Grande, right? The Bible college. And first, you studied a career. You went to the university. You were a lawyer.
Yes, I went to Universidad Valle del Bravo. I studied law. I'm a lawyer in Mexico.
But then, what happened that the Lord brought you to the Bible college?
Yeah, it's a very interesting story because I really wanted to be in the politics. I was the secretary for a congressman in Tamaulipas, but for some reason, God was closing a lot of doors and ways.
How long were you in that career, like as a lawyer, after university?
After the university, like 2 years, 3 years.
And that's where you were going. That's like where you're going, and the Lord started shutting doors.
Yes. And in that time, the politics in Mexico were very dangerous. Well, still. But the narco traffic, the drug dealers, they were very involved in Reynosa. So God was trying to move to some other places and don't go
Take
to this
you
way.
out of that.
Yes.
You said rescue you
he
from
rescued
that.
me. Yes, literally. Because some of my friends, they were kidnapped.
Other lawyers.
Yes, other lawyers.
Or politicians.
Yes. And other people, they were murdered. And I was not there.
Okay.
So I was feeling to study the Bible, theology, and everything about God.
When you say the doors were closing for that, did you feel frustrated, or you were just like, Lord, what's...
No. I was very frustrated because I was a very good worker in my area, you know. I was very good with the law and tried to help this man to grow in his career, and we won the elections. Yeah, the elections. We were part of the PRI, and before the PRI was the PAN, and
Are those like different political parties?
Yes, and we won against them. It was so hard. Yes, and we won. And they didn't give me a good position in the politics. I was, why not? But now I understand it was the plan of God.
The Lord's plan.
Yes.
Okay. And now your father, you share with me, grew up Catholic.
Yes.
And that's something that was kind of important to him. He didn't, he was not a fan of pastors and the Christian church.
Not at all, no.
And that's something that you were concerned about, because you were already working with young people, with teenagers. You had a cell group or a Bible study in your home. And what was it that happened that convinced you, okay, this is where the Lord is leading me?
Well, my father, some morning, I woke up and he told me, Edson, you are trying to teach the Bible, and I know you have a good feelings and good heart, but why you don't try to be more prepared? Why you don't want to go to a seminary to Rio Grande? Because I know they are very good. It's a very good school for pastors, or I don't know why I'm telling you this, but if you want to go, I'm going to support you.
Wow.
And I said, that's awesome. Very good idea. But I was thinking that before, but I was very scared to tell him.
So you already had those ideas, but you were afraid of that conversation. And here your dad, who is Catholic, tells you, why don't you go to seminary, to Bible college?
We were baptized Catholic when I was a baby. And I baptized after in a Christian way when I was like 15.
Now, okay, so how did your dad know about Rio Grande Bible College? He's not even in the Christian church.
Yes, because my cousin Edrei, he was younger than me, and he went to the seminary. He was studying in Rio Grande.
Okay.
So that's why.
That's why how your dad knew about it.
Yes.
Okay.
And also my uncle Manuel Rodriguez, the missionary, he studied also in Rio Grande.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so you already had family, and so your dad knew of it, your father knew of it because of that. And so he says, why don't you go? All right, so you come to the Bible college, you study for 2 years because you already have your career degree. So now you just do the biblical studies of the Bible program. And okay, and share with us a little bit of why those were special years, or what was important to you about those 2 years.
That time, it was awesome. It was incredible. That was a very good time sharing with my teachers and my friends, and also because it was like it was before and after. And for me, was one more of the most important experience in my life, because when I was in the seminary, I knew a lot of good people, like my friend Liho Wag. He's my best friend, and he helped me a lot with the English. If I have this interview with you, it's because of him.
Wow.
Because he's teaching me all the time
man.
English. My wife, she speaks very good English, of course, but almost the time we talk Spanish in the house. I knew my wife in the seminary. She was not a student, okay?
Oh, okay.
She was visiting some friends in the seminary, and we went together to a mission trip.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, and how did you say it was like, what was different? What was the difference? You said there's life before and there was life after.
Yes.
Like, what were some of the biggest changes
The
in
corruption.
life? Hey, this story is for you, but it's also for others. So, share it with a friend. My name is Billy Jackson, and this is Between Brothers.
The corruption. I was in a sinner way, in a sinner world, in a worldly thought. And when I came to the seminary, everything was different. The people was kind. They were very respectful, and I can say to you, the people were different because they were trying to imitate Jesus in their lives.
Okay, real quick. How many years have you been a pastor here in McAllen at Iglesia Emmanuel, and how long have you been here? Because you shared this is the one and only church you've served at after Bible college.
Yes.
How long have you been here now?
Since 2011.
Okay.
Yes, and I am the senior pastor for close to 9 years.
Okay.
Here, and I was associate minister before, but the senior pastor, Romero Ramos, he passed, and then the church were praying for me for confirmation, and I had my ordination here.
Okay.
This is the only church that I served when I finished my studies in RGBI. Now I have my master's in theological studies from Southwestern Baptist Seminary.
Okay. Okay. So this is the church that you did your OPT, your optional practical training year
for 1 year.
Right.
Whole year.
And I can testify that young people going out after Bible college, or even whether you're young or old, a year to put in practice what you've learned in the Bible college under another pastor is very valuable. I don't know if you can speak to that, because I think some people don't think about that some of our graduates, they graduate, they're going back to Ecuador, they're going to Mexico, and there's going to be a church, and they're going to be the main pastor, and they may feel alone, they may feel overwhelmed. So how valuable for you was it that you served under a pastor before you are what you are now, the main pastor?
It was a big blessing. It was a big blessing because the pastor, Homero Ramos, he was a pastor for 52 years in Mexico and United States. So he had a lot of experience. We have to learn more than just knowledge. We have to because when you are in the seminary, you are like in a good way, like in a bubble, and you have to come back to
real life.
Real life.
Okay,
that's true. And you have to try to learn new things and how you are going to put everything in the church. But the pastor was helping me a lot, and he confirmed me my call because I was
because you weren't even sure that you didn't really want to be a pastor yet.
That's right.
So he can even confirmed your gifts and your calling to be a pastor in your time you were serving under him.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I think we are running out of time again, but there's still two more things that I want to talk about to end. One is, how has God used you? The question that I think a lot of people will ask is, why are you a pastor in the United States instead of a pastor in Mexico? But then also, how has the Lord used you in the convention and the Southern Baptist Convention here in Texas? Because I think also those two go together a little bit. But maybe if you can answer or talk about those two things.
Okay.
Close.
First, what do you tell me?
Why are you a pastor in the United States instead of in Mexico?
Yes, because I had a practical year in this church, and when I got married, I thought, well, I need to practice my knowledge now, and I had a very good time here serving, and the church told me, are you considered to be part of the church and not just a leader, a youth leader? No, you can be associate minister. And I was helping with the music, teaching, preaching, and everything. So the church called me to serve.
To serve here full time.
Yes. Yes. First, just half time.
Okay, half time.
And then they called me for a full time.
Okay.
Yes, and also because my wife and I we decided to stay in the valley. Yeah, she was from Chicago, but she lives her whole life here in the valley. We have now 3 children. My son Edson, my oldest daughter Faith, and the baby Edward.
Okay.
6 months.
Wow. Okay. How old is your oldest?
My oldest daughter is 12.
Okay. 12 all the way down to 6 months.
Yes, 12, 9, and 6 months.
Wow. Okay. I didn't ask you this in the Spanish one, but your church is in Spanish?
Yes.
Is there any part of the church that functions in English?
Of course.
Okay.
Yes.
What parts are in English and what parts are in Spanish?
Children's church. We do a lot of in English, and maybe we can translate a little bit to some guys who come from Mexico.
Okay.
But almost of the children's ministry is in
English.
In English, and also with the youth.
Okay.
Yes.
And then what about like preaching on Sunday morning? Is that in English or in Spanish?
No, it's in Spanish, but we are thinking to do something in English with Pastor Andy Rangel. He's very good. And also, we need more people.
Okay.
More people coming, because almost the people speak Spanish. So that's why we preach in Spanish.
So you see this need for a bilingual church.
Yes.
Which is something hard to understand. How are you going to make it work?
It's very important. It's very important, Billy, because if we want to the youth stay here, we need to preach
have
in English, of course.
Because the young people are learning in English.
Yes. They are going to leave the church. We have to we have to accept this reality. We need bilingual churches. We need it.
And then, I don't know if you know this, the newest emphasis at the Bible College is called the Bilingual Ministries emphasis. Did you hear about that? That we have
yes,
started?
some.
Last semester, I think, was the first semester. And it is because of this need for bilingual pastors.
It's true.
So whether you speak Spanish and need to learn English, or speak English and need to learn Spanish, you can learn either or and study in both languages as you're working on being bilingual. Okay, the Southern Baptist Convention, Southern Baptist Texas Convention, and Spanish. That's what you're serving in.
No, I'm serving in a Hispanic convention.
Hispanic convention.
No, the Southern. No.
Not Southern Baptist.
No.
Oh, okay.
We were part of the BGCT, the General Baptist Convention.
Okay.
But now we are separated.
Oh, okay.
But we still work together.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's in English. What is it? What is its name, or what is the name of the English convention?
General Baptist Convention.
General Baptist Convention.
It's in English.
And you are the
Convención Hispana, Hispanic Convention.
Okay. Of Texas.
Yes.
Okay. Share with us real quick. What does that work look like, and why is it valuable? Why do you think it's worth doing?
It's very important because we can work together. I told you before, when we know about the needs in other churches, we can share, of course, resources. If the convention knew about some special needs, yes, projects, they are going to help you. Maybe with some resources we have right now, Iglesias Abundantes. If you present some projects with them, they can give you $9,000 when everything finished. Of course, they are going to ask you a lot of questions about your projects.
So there's like the support for projects, whether it be like church planting or evangelism or whatever.
Yes.
But so I guess this need to work together, what you were sharing with me, it made sense to me that we are the body of Christ. We are the local church, but we are the body of Christ. So to unite is a good thing. That makes us stronger in being able to support each other as pastors. How many, like in the convention when you're working, how many of them are pastors? Is that the majority, or like and the support that you or encouragement you get from that?
Yes, yes. We are many pastors. Almost the people who goes to the annual convention, almost of them, we are pastors, and we try to encourage more leaders for be part of the annual convention. Yes.
Okay. Do we need a pause, or should we finish up real quick?
No. Pues quiten el celular, déjame apagarlo. Espero que no me hablen otra vez. Ponerlo en, ¿cómo se dice?
We can finish up real quick.
Sí. Sí, mi esposa. El desconocido, quién sabe.
Sorry. All right. Okay, let's go ahead and finish up. Thank you for sharing. I know there's a lot more that we could say and we could share, but thank you for sharing a little bit about your life, your time at the Bible College, and what God has done afterward. There's a lot more we could say about what does it mean to be a pastor, be a bilingual pastor or of a bilingual church, to be at work. So, okay, just so it's clear, I don't know if we said it, you're the president of the Hispanic Convention.
Hispanic Convention.
And that's brand new. You were just named that
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
And also I have a position in the BGCT Baptist General Convention of Texas.
Okay, so in the English side as well,
Also.
you're filling a role.
Yes.
But in the Spanish side, you're the president.
Yes.
And previously served as the vice president.
Yes.
So it is a new role for you. And you shared, again, if we had more time, about how the Lord led you to disciple your leaders here so they could continue to lead the church. And it's, if you're gone for a Sunday or if you have to travel, the Lord has provided.
Yes.
And according to his plan of discipling leaders so that people can the church can be healthy, the leadership can be there. There's a bunch more, but we need to be done for now. So until next time, maybe we can continue the conversation sometime.
Sure.
But for now, thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for coming.
Thank you. And let's close in prayer. We started in prayer in Spanish. Let's close in prayer in English.
Amen.
Lord, thank you for my brother Edson Lara. Thank you for his testimony and life and what you are doing through him and in him here in the Valley in Iglesia Emmanuel. And thank you for his work in the convention and to unite churches, your church, to do your work. I pray that you will continue to lead and guide him and give him continue to grow his testimony of your power and your grace and your work to build your church and build your kingdom. Thank you for this little piece of the story that we got to hear today. Amen.
This podcast is a part of Rio Grande Bible Ministries. If you want to learn more about the Bible College, that's in Spanish, the language school to learn Spanish, the radio station, or Bibleville, or any of the other ministries of Rio Grande, find us at riogrande.edu. That's our website, riogrande.edu. And if you want to interact with the podcast, if you want to ask questions, give us feedback, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, searching for Entre Hermanos. Make sure to add Rio Grande to your search, and we will be the first ones to show up. Thank you for listening to our podcast, Entre Hermanos, which means Between Brothers.